you've got a huge collection of Beatles records, right?
Of course. It's humongous.
And does your collection include any bootleg records?
Well, I guess it depends on what you mean by bootleg. Like, I have Beatles at the Hollywood Bowl, which was for a long time a bootleg, but it was eventually released officially by Capitol.
So you don't have any unauthorized recordings, nothing illegal?
I make it a policy to avoid breaking the law, especially when it might result in jail time. I mean, I'm a huge Beatles fan, but I don't want to go to prison.
Well, I mean, since you're so intent on avoiding prison, maybe we should focus on the people who weren't, because this underground economy, it was just massive.
Oh, absolutely. It basically forced the giant corporate labels to, completely change how they did business.
Right. And to understand it, we have to look at the history of the word itself. Like, bootlegging didn't start with vinyl.
No, not at all. It started back in the 1880s in the American Midwest.
With illegal liquor.
Exactly. Guys would literally hide these flat bottles of booze inside the shafts of their tall cowboy boots. So it was just this practical, physical solution for moving a banned substance.
Yeah, and that obviously scaled up during the 1920s Prohibition. But then, fast forward to 1969, and that exact same model shifts from liquor to music.
Right, because think about being a music fan in 1969. The radio only gives you these polished, perfect 3-minute studio tracks.
And that's all you get.
Yeah, the industry was so top down, the studio makes it, the radio plays it, and you just consume it.
But the fans wanted the raw stuff.
Yeah.
And that brings us to the first major music bootleg, which was actually Bob Dylan's Great White Wonder.
Oh, yeah.
It was this double album made of totally unreleased tapes, sold under the counter in LA record stores for like $6.
Which is wild. It proved there was a huge, hungry market for the exact music that labels were trying to hide.
Exactly. And for fans of British rock, that leads straight to the absolute holy grail, the unedited January 1969 sessions, the Get Back Project.
Oh, wow, yes. The tape recorders were just constantly running on those little Nagra machines.
Right. They were only meant to sync audio for the film crew, but they captured hundreds of hours of this legendary band just utterly falling apart in a freezing soundstage.
And then miraculously rebuilding themselves. It's so intimate. You hear every argument, every boring moment, and then suddenly, boom, collaborative genius.
It's like musical archaeology. You aren't looking for polished perfection. You want the dirt, right?
Yeah.
The mistakes, the raw artifacts of a band in crisis.
You definitely do. And the way fans got their hands on that dirt changed so fast.
Yeah.
Like in the 1970s, you had cassette tapes.
Oh, sure. That totally democratized it.
Yeah. The Grateful Dead leaned right into it with their tape sections. But by the 1990s, things got incredibly sophisticated with compact discs.
Right. People weren't just trading his-filled tapes anymore. They were buying these premium imported CDs from Italy and Japan.
And they looked official. They even had fake matrix numbers.
Wait, really? The little codes stamped into the plastic ring?
Yes. They faked the manufacturing codes used by official pressing plants. Italy had this weird copyright loophole where certain live broadcasts became public domain after only 20 years.
Oh, wow. So they just pressed massive amounts of 60s live shows totally legally over there.
Exactly, and then exported them everywhere. But alongside that industrial sophistication, you had these incredibly bizarre amateur knockoffs.
Oh, the visual quirks of this market are the best part. Like you'd find the historically vital 1962 Decca rejection tape sitting right next to an album called...
Right, where the front cover literally warns you that the tracks skip. They were advertising their own physical defects.
It's amazing. And my personal favorite? The overseas vinyl pressings with the massive typos. There's an Asian pressing, officially labeled Grat Pepep's Looney Herps Club Band.
Grat Pepep's, I love that so much. But despite the hilarious packaging, the audio in those grooves is priceless.
It really is incredible.
Like, hearing Paul McCartney's raw, aggressive bass playing on those unpolished early Hamburg and Cavern Club recordings, it's an absolute revelation.
Yeah, just the thumping energy of a bar band. But, okay, let me play devil's advocate here.
Okay, go for it.
We call these people pirates, right? But the legal situation back then was a nightmare. EMI, Capitol, Michael Jackson owning the ATV catalog they were all fighting. If the labels lock this historical music in a vault just out of spite, is it an actual crime for fans to rescue it?
Well, that's exactly why copyright enforcement was just a massive game of whack-a-mole for decades. The labels tried aggressive prosecution, but it was like patching a leaky hose with your bare hands.
Shut down a plant in New York and 3 more pop up in Japan.
Right, because the demand never went away. The lawyers just couldn't keep up.
So the labels finally realized they couldn't sue their fan base into submission. so they just decided to cash in.
Which brings us to 1995, the Anthology series.
Yes, a total turning point. Suddenly, all those secret outtakes and acoustic demos were sitting on the shelves at regular retail stores.
The gray market wasn't needed because the labels were doing it themselves. We got Live at the BBC, the Hollywood Bowl remasters.
But there's a paradox here, right? Because they wanted to kill the underground market, but they actually just validated it.
They totally did.
It's like giving an obsessive movie fan a brilliant 3-minute trailer and expecting them not to hunt down the 3-hour director's cut. The official releases just proved the vault had more treasure.
Yeah, and Peter Jackson's Get Back documentary is the perfect example. He used that groundbreaking AI to restore 8 hours of pristine footage.
Which was incredible.
It was, but it just created more demand. Fans suddenly wanted to hear absolutely everything he left on the cutting room floor. It just fed the obsession.
And right at the peak of that, the internet arrives. BitTorrent, YouTube, boom. The music is completely free and instant.
Which completely atomized the community, sadly.
Yeah, no more trading physical tapes or building trust with mail-order gatekeepers. The thrill of the hunt kind of vanished.
Right, because it's all just a mouse click away now.
So that leaves us with a modern dilemma. If all the music is free online, why do those physical, illicit vinyl records still matter today?
Well, the pressing plants are dead, but those records are basically high-end antiquarian collectibles now.
Just for their provenance.
Exactly. The object itself is the point. A pristine copy of Great White Wonder connects you to an era where finding that music required actual risk and dedication.
It proves people will always want something tangible. If the music matters, fans will preserve it at any cost.
Absolutely.
So here's a thought for you to chew on. When the corporate archives finally run out of multi-track tapes to remix, the true underground market is going to pivot to the genuinely irreplaceable. I'm talking about the raw amateur audience recordings of one-off shows. The next world-changing piece of undiscovered musical history might just be sitting in a dusty shoebox in someone's attic right now, waiting for a needle drop.
Oh, I guarantee there are shoeboxes out there.
Well, thanks for joining us today. Whenever you feel like knowing more about the Beatles, visit us at BeatlesRewind.com. It's the Beatles, all day, every day, 8 days a week. Cass will do it again tomorrow.
Bye, everyone. See you tomorrow.
Until next time.
When you listen.
Your mind conducts its own symphony.